Today is day 60. We're done with the shower and I never want to do this again. Look at how much mold was created from here. This is all wet, it's raw. Your glass enclosure is on back order. Your order be canceled. Another box of completely broken tile. Like a third box this has happened to. The membrane, waterproofing membrane didn't stick. This has to be the worst mistake I've ever made. Hey, welcome back to part 3 of this bathroom transformation. Part 1, we did the bathtub. Part 2, we did the smoking cool vanity. And like I promised, part 3, we're finally gonna do the shower. Shower is great, except it looks like a creepy cave. The mission here is to make it more open. Let's kick it off with a clean slate. Let's wreck this thing. Gotta break something to learn something. The electrical outlet switch is right here. Didn't consider it. That's gonna be an easy demo. Speed bumps come along the way, but we're gonna figure out how to do this. I keep wondering, why are these studs painted? But then I realized, oh, well, instead of using pressure treated wood like you should, they decided to cut some corners and just paint over the regular wood. And I could tell because this is painted and then there is mold. We have drywall. This is the green stuff. That's what you're supposed to use for mold resistant stuff. Then there's this red paint on there. That's called like a red guard. It's a waterproofing barrier. That way this doesn't get ruined. And then we got thin set and then we have the tile. And so that is how showers are put together. Just going straight Donkey Kong, man. I'm gonna turn into a bunch of rubble. That's what it's gonna do. Love demoing tile in the bathroom. Rip the drywall. Oh yeah, that's working all right. Oh! Oh! Feels like a shotgun to the chest. Oh, God. All right, I solved this puzzle. The best way is creating a fault line, like the one in California. So I'm basically taking the other side of my hammer, creating little perforations, and then you could rip the entire chunk off. It's actually working pretty good. Ooh. This is unbelievable. Anything that could go wrong with the shower system, usually the most important part is down below the pan, did go wrong here. Look at the amount of mold that's here. First of all, not pressure treated wood like we spoke about, not even painted, even worse. Look at how much mold was created from here. This is all wet, it's raw. It's going over here as well. For anybody who's gonna tear me up in the comments, be like, oh, why'd you tear down a perfectly good shower? I'm glad I did. This is, man, look at this. It's just going everywhere. Well, we caught it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it better. I noticed something when it comes to the drain that's very important. Check this out. So there's these little slots right here. These are called weeping holes. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have a bunch of pebbles here. That way the water can seep over there and then drain out of here. Instead, they covered it with mud or the mortar for sloping and close them off. So meaning anything that leaks outside of it can't go through. So that's a big no-no.
Oh, good morning. First night sleeping on the Marlow pillow, and I feel like I woke up less in the middle of the night. I usually have to like fluff the pillow. It didn't collapse on me. Kept it like supported and elevated off the bed. I like it. Time to get ready for the day.
Guys, I love my Marlow pillows. They're the best thing I've ever slept on. You need to go get one. It will change the way you sleep. Click the link in the description, get 2 pillows, 25% off, or 4 pillows, 40% off. Now that we're all well rested, let's go finish the shower. Demo work is officially done. It took me roughly around 2 days. Now we're gonna have a drop down coming from the ceiling. The drop down's for 2 reasons. We need to have a slope because this is gonna be a shower steamer, but also to have a fitted glass. Creating our drop down completely around, start covering everything with drywall, and then by the time we start installing the tile and the glass door, this will be a perfect fit. Oh yeah, Baba, this isn't going anywhere. How funny would it be if I just fell off and just broke my back and don't have a YouTube channel anymore. Because it's a steamer, they say that you have to have a slope. Why? Because when steam rises, particles build up on the ceiling and they'll start dripping down everywhere. And it won't ventilate out the mold. So what you have to do is they say you have to do per every foot, you have to drop it by 2 inches. So we'll figure out where we're gonna slice and dice and set them up. Now that the slope is in, and boy oh boy, is that a nice slope. I tell you what. Up next is we need to start throwing up some drywall. Hey, make sure you subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you know when these videos come out. I don't think I can drywall quite yet. I gotta figure out this monstrosity. I'm gonna put the switch right there. I'm gonna drill the holes through the studs here. I'm not gonna go in the attic because there's clearly ghosts. Ooh. What I'm gonna do is connect a little junction box in the middle here and then piggyback all the cables down there because this is not enough to swing it over there. Finally, the drywall. Here's a drywall hanging trick overhead. If you don't have any help to help you lift it up, put a little screw in halfway. Grab your drywall screws. Not as easy as that it might be. And secure the rest. Oh, see, easy peasy. These are the M4 rebar pants, stretchy, tons of pockets. Link in the description, go check them out. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right, so this is the shower steamer where the steam comes out. The generator's mounted on the back side of this wall. We're back behind the wall in the closet. This is the Mr. Steam unit here. This is the generator. We have power plumbed into here. It's 240 volts. We have a water line going into the unit. It does its thing, shoots it out of the outlet valve into the steam shower that's behind us. And then this line right here is just a flush valve that when we want to empty the system, we can open it, take that all out there and safely remove this. The unit's not hot when it's working, and they create this little utility box, which it's not pretty, but we'll make sure to build a nice pretty one. Let's start finishing up all the drywall that we can. Look what finally showed up. Woo, fancy. We'll cut all of this off and put PEX piping. I also want to raise these up a little bit. I want to kind of raise it up, I don't know, maybe an extra 6 inches. These are the most important parts right now is because the instructions say that this faceplate has to be flush with a finished wall. Looks perfect to me. We're gonna start securing this, but before we do, a bunch of Teflon tape around these brass fittings and then tighten them real good, and then we'll start making a little PEX connector. At this point, our water regulator is on. We're gonna make a little piggyback system to connect this water line to the one down below. This is gonna get wrapped to the handheld thing, and this is gonna go up to the rainfall shower thing. A lot of things being used. This is a PEX crimper. Slide the little O-ring on right there, have a little 1/8 inch gapping. Squeeze till it stops. Unsqueeze, perfect water seal. Now these drop ears, PEX connection, right down, square down the middle, and then run a PEX line, which is this, from here to there, and we'll have our overhead. The water's turned on, no leaks. I think it's safe enough to start putting drywall back on and start mudding this sucker. Got my little drywall tape dispenser. By the way, didn't know it existed until I saw a contractor use it. I don't even know if I'm using it right, but I'm gonna figure it out. Tape is on, corners are on. What else we gotta do? Well, we gotta sand everything lightly. Get yourself a sponge, go along the sides of the seams, and that's gonna break down all the drywall mud so you get a nice, perfect sand without taking away any of the drywall tape. After that, we're gonna start hitting it from 6 inches to 8 inches of drywall knife. Drywall's finally done, things are mudded up. We're gonna install a light fixture before we start waterproofing this sucker. So I have a light fixture here. This little box opens up. I'm gonna need that later. Connect all the wires there, and then slide this puppy up in there after we trace a circle with this, and then we just push all of these little suckers in, and it holds against the drywall from coming down. Let there be light. Very important part to also know is you have to get the ring cover around it, and you have to get something that's moisture ready. Like this one is the Halo 70 PS. So it has a gasket that will cover and keep the moisture from going above it. That's exactly what was here before, just nicer and newer. All right, the waterproofing system that we're gonna use here is a Schluter system. It's like the Cadillac of the systems. It is a Curdy membrane. You can get this at Home Depot, you get this at Lowe's, and this is the membrane you wanna apply. Now I'm gonna get probably people in the comments be like, you can't apply this stuff to the green drywall. Yes, you can. I look up Curdy systems. They have their whole tutorials on this. We got our thin set mortar that's all mixed up. This is polymer enriched stuff. We're gonna use our 1/4 inch trowel to put a layer on, place the membrane on it, and then squeeze everything out using our little drywall knife. The cool thing about the system is it's pricey, but it includes everything to create like a vapor tight barrier. That'll really work your shoulders out. The ceiling is done. Quick thing to mention, when you do overlap it, you have to overlap it by 2 inches at least. So keep that in mind. From here on out, I'm just gonna do the rest of the walls, and then we'll start doing all the corners and all the seams. It didn't stick. The membrane, waterproofing membrane didn't stick. Okay, it's the next day. Last night was a little stressed, man. I used the wrong notch size on my trowel. I used a 1/4 inch. You're supposed to use an 1/8 inch. I don't know why I blinked. I've done this before. Fortunately, it didn't dry fast enough, so we pulled everything down, or I did, and then redid everything with 1/8 inch trowel notch. Everything looks great. Everything's super strong on there. We're gonna continue doing this. Mistakes were made, but it makes us better. And actually, it's funny I should say that I'm wearing the shirt, Mistakes Makes Us Better. Go check one out in the description below. It'll help.
Moments like this.
Here are the inside and outside corners. Now these are sleeves for the water regulator that's gonna go here, and for the shower valve to go, or the shower head water line, I think that's exactly what they're calling it, probably a water line, is gonna go up there and here, and that's gonna create anything from going back into the thing. It's actually got a little rubber gasket. So we'll cut this section out using my little Dremel, pop the sucker in, and then thin set it on. Now that the upward part of waterproofing is done, there's one more part that we need to do before we start working on the shower pan, and that is a niche. All we're gonna do is flip it back around, so we can get it, trace it around, cut into it between the two studs, secured in place. You use our banding to waterproof the screws. And then this is a pretty nice little adjustable shelf in the beginning stages. I'll see what the average shampoo bottle looks like, and that way you can actually fit all your stuff there. Thinking ahead, huh? Folks, we're ready to start working on the shower pan, the big deal, right? Now, why is this system so cool? Well, it's because it has a slope. There's what I would say is 1.25 inches, maybe the sides, and then what looks like a 1/2 inch down the middle. So from every side, everything slopes in, which is the most important part about shower pans. So the curb, again, this is so silly, it's styrofoam, which I'm gonna get a bunch of comments down below of people, that, the people go, oh, these American homes, they look like they're made out of paper. Hey, Schluter's made in Germany, but it's hilarious how it's styrofoam with waterproofing on it. But the curb, it comes in 2 pieces, but if you have a unique size like this, you just get another piece and just cut it, and then you thin set together and then wrap it with Curdy Band, which waterproofs it all together. Smart. Feel like a glorified wallpaper installer at this point. The last of everything is down. I think it's all waterproofed. It's gonna dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll know for sure because we're gonna do a leak test to make sure that we didn't screw anything up royally.
What do you think?
For the backsplash?
This is gonna be for the backsplash. I was thinking a nice herringbone.
I'm not doing a herringbone.
You know, it's gonna be helpful if that was a bigger tile piece.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. You just go. Bloop, 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 bloop.
You should show me.
So this is from Bedrosians, and this is the Makoto matte ceramic tile, and these are just the 2x2 circles. So these will go on the bottom here.
All right, I'll start doing the bottom. Don't use a trowel notch too thick, because once you press it down, it all comes out through where the grout lines will be, and at that point, you can't get it out. It will screw it up royally. Ask me how I know that? Well, I did it before. And then I almost did it here again, off camera. Cut out a perfect cutout for around the backsplash for the floor tile, which is gonna be kind of hard, I'll be completely honest with you. But I'm gonna pretend and completely fake it on camera to make it look like I took the first try. And look, just like that, first try. Not in at all. That was the last piece. Folks, we did it. Well, technically I did it. You guys were sitting on the couch watching me do it. But I think you were there in the spirit. No, I did it all. No, I take all credit, you did nothing. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Forgot to build the bench. I think tomorrow we're gonna build a bench. Guess what we're starting today? A bench. And it's gonna be a floating bench. So there's not gonna be a square or anything like that. So I had to do my homework, and fortunately my friend Hussein, who is a professional tile installer, he contacted his rep at Schluter, and they were trying to figure out how to do it. So what they're saying is if I take 2-inch Curdy board here and then stack it to make 4 inches and use special hardware around it and come up with a corbel solution, we can make it work. So that'll be interesting. Let's see how it looks. We're getting crazy. How sweet does that look? Let me show you. This is wild that this is gonna be a bench. It's foam, but I've seen these guys do it and it works. This is gonna be the top C channel, and then this is the bottom. This basically creates a strong ridge so it doesn't bend up front. And then this is the back L bracket that the whole foam sits on, that we're gonna screw this into the wall. I need to bend this, so I'm kind of nervous because this Spent about 160 bucks for all of this. Oh, look at that. I feel like I'm disarming a bomb here. Take off just a little bit more. That's the one. Am I hitting a stud, drywall, or a water line? So far things are going real well. Drywall, drywall, stud, stud. Time to get dicey, folks. Ready to install. Everything was a dry fit. Here's the approach using CurdyFix. That's Schluter's adhesive. That's also waterproofed. Gonna put a big fat bead. Why am I putting that? I'm not putting it there. I'm putting it around this perimeter. Then I'm gonna put my thin set on the edges here, or maybe on the edges of that. Set it down so that'll get glued in. Then, once the first base is on, I'm gonna use my trowel, put a coating of thin set on the bottom part, stack it, and then each one of these will have a reinforcing piece on them. Of course, added with thin set. And I'm gonna do a little back buttering on the back wall here. Now, I'm not always a scientist, but today, dang it, I'm a genius. We need a core bowl here, right below it to kind of distribute the weight. I went to the Mad Lab and created this little concoction. Dang it. There's a metal plate there that's guarding the water line from getting punctured through. All right, plan B, since I can't install a core bowl with screws because of the water line plate, I'm gonna just install it kind of the same way you would install a pre-made Schluter corner bench, if you've seen it. They just basically cake thin set on, press it on, and voila. And if it breaks, I'll do a video about it. But I'm thinking it's gonna be fine, I hope. Very important, when you do measure for this bench, maybe have a slight slope down so it's not straight and water doesn't pool up in the corners and starts rotting away. So it's dry overnight. Let's see with this corbel there, how it holds up. I'm about 215 pounds, so let's see. First time, here we go. I'm not jumping because that's gonna be reckless. We're getting ready to tile. Got my tile there, got my 1/4 inch trowel, got my thin set mixed up here. I've never tiled ceilings before. Nothing's falling, which is great. Watch it turn around, it just falls down and shatters.
So Mr. Build-It's working on the tile in the shower right now. Let's go sneak up on him and see what he's doing.
Oh, scared.
Now show me how you're gonna shower. Yeah, there you go. It's gonna hit straight.
That's 4 fingers on the ground. Look at that.
Wow.
So this has to be by far the biggest mistake that I've ever done on a project. I planned for everything. Everything was accounted for and the ground is level. The walls are straight. My drop ceiling, the dummy that I am, I never considered the tile when it came to measurements. There's a solution. It's not an easy one, but there's a solution. Take 2 inches more than that off. How are we gonna do that? By using our 1000-degree Fahrenheit heat gun, the knife, and follow the trajectory on the bottom. Cut that off very surgically almost. That's the hard part. Then we're gonna take off, basically this is a 2-inch variance. We're gonna glue this curved part on top of that curve, stack it together. This will ensure we have adequate strength. I know I usually say, you know, mistakes make us better like this, or don't be afraid to try and fail. Those are nice things to hear, but right now, I just don't wanna hear that right now. Let's just get it done. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off.
I finally survived and tiled everything. And then I thought that was the worst part. Well, the worst part is cleaning everything. So everything's clean. By the way, in retrospect, clean your tile as you're going. Makes your life a lot easier. It's grout time. We're almost done. The last part for waterproofing is we're gonna silicone the perimeter. This is a grout silicone, so this is the exact color of our grout from the same company. I got my tape completely lined up on the ground to get a nice clean grout line. Let's start securing it, make sure nothing penetrates through, and then we'll start doing the hardware. What I have here is my favorite finds. These are the Amazon specials that look really good. A lot of times the brass stuff is way too yellow. They're about 250 bucks on Amazon. I'll link all the stuff down below like always. The fun part is I get to pay for that twice because, you know, 2 shower heads. This is the step that I'm most nervous about, just doing a double checking on the distance here. The shower enclosure. I'm gonna see if this is gonna break my brain or not. The nice thing is the enclosure actually has installation guide. I'm just gonna follow it. It looks pretty easy to follow. First thing we need to do is make some measurements and attach our mounting brackets. Look at those gaps, baby. Oh. So based off of this kit, you're supposed to have the securing bar that goes on top, holding this glass on top to support the door. Well, as you can see, I would need a gapping, so this is not meant for a steam shower. This is just like an open shower. So we're gonna do a little modification. I remove this off and I'm just gonna secure this bracket on top, making sure this isn't moved exactly like the rest of it. Oh, we got the perfect gap. Oh my goodness. I'm nervous opening this. This is incredible. Is this real? Oh, this is wild. Oh, it's so precise. All right, so what I got next to do is some of the finishing touches. I got to put a weather strips here on. I have to put the silicone completely around the inside of the perimeter of the glass so nothing escapes, not to mention silicone around the faucets and all that stuff there. I'll get everything prettied up, get all the detailed touches, and I'll show you how this puppy runs for this big reveal. All right, let's talk about the price breakdown for this double steam shower. The waterproofing system entirely was $1,482. Now that includes building the bench and the niche and all the extra waterproofing supplies that were needed. The kit itself was only $82 of that. The faucets were $520 for both of them. The plumbing was $150. The glass enclosure was $995. Electrical was $100. The framing and drywall was $300 altogether. The tile was free. They were sponsored by Bedrosian and are really kind to help us out with this. And we had a miscellaneous $134 expense that included all the grout, the thin set, and the little metal transition pieces for the tile. All in all, making this grand total $3,681. Now, I got quotes by contractors to see what this would cost to build out, and I've been getting quotes between $20,000 and $25,000, depending on whether or not the steam shower system was already installed or not. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around watching another one of my videos. Guys, this has been a a real doozy. But we got through it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the description below anything that I should have done differently or anything you would have done differently. I know I'm not a perfectionist with tile. I'm getting there, but you know what? I'm happy I got it done and I learned something. If you're brand new to the channel and you like videos like this or any kind of home improvement project, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you'll be alerted exactly when these videos come out. Connect with me on my social media. All the links will be in the description below, as well as the merch section and the Patreon, where we have hour-long extended footage that doesn't make it to these 20-minute videos. You'll get a lot out of it. It helps support this channel and it helps give you guys a lot of content to enjoy. Remember guys, we're not trained professionals, we're just not afraid to try and fail. Courage is the way, that's our motto here. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya, bye. I don't know how I got the perfect amount of drywall tape, but hey, magic happens. Oh, and real quick, this is the fun part. I think I want to lower it a little bit more to close to 18, 17 to 18, which I don't know if you need both. I'm gonna do both because I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm not even putting it on the right side.
What you doing? What you doing?
I'm trying really hard to breathe to lower my blood pressure.